Hey guys, FinallyHeSleeps here. Today we're going to go over the UCL Champions League event in detail, look at what's possible free to play, and more importantly discuss what hoops you have to jump through to claim that Big Daddy Sadio Mané 95 rated left mid. But first, let me say sorry. The event was released yesterday, and because it is such an important event and I didn't want to miss out on the chance to get you the information as soon as possible, I rushed a video out. In that haste, I failed to point out a few key tips that could make a big difference for some players. Plus, I didn't take the time to put together the explanations on the math in clear and precise form like I usually do. I just wasn't happy with the end result, so I pulled it down after a few hours and decided to take a deep breath and go back after it with a steadier hand. So that's what you're getting now. I never wanted to be the channel on YouTube that puts out quick, half-assed videos just to capitalize on the new factor when an event gets released. Hopefully this decision helps you make better choices and tackle UCL with a bit of intelligence. That said, before we dive right in, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and share. Don't forget to turn on notifications, the little bell. Check out FinallyHeSleeps.com for all things FIFA Mobile and more, including merchandise and access to my new weekly podcast, My Wife Hates Video Games. To all members at FinallyHeSleeps.com, I sincerely thank you for your continued support. That's what's making all this possible. All right, down to business. UCL. This is a 35-day event. I know EA says it lasts only 36 days on their website, but that is misleading. There are actually only 35 resets that happen over the course of those 36 days. But you do start out with 24 energy when it begins, so technically it's still 36 sets of 24 energy. Whatever, potato. That's where we're going to begin. How much energy is possible? 35 resets with 24 energy generating each day, plus the 24 energy you began with when the event released, as well as 35 days of 2 videos possible every 12 hours, or basically twice per day. That gives up 3 energy each for each of those ads. Put that all together and you're looking at 1,284 total energy across the life of this event over the next 36 days or 35 resets. First tip is always keep your energy empty so you are always generating more. Never let your energy fill up or you're going to miss out. I know, I say this every event. Hopefully it's starting to sink in and I just sound like your mother or a broken record. But that's fine, just make sure your energy is not full. With that energy on the group stages tab, you can choose to either play skill games or player versus player in the form of versus or head-to-head. Each of those events costs 3 energy each, but they each give up different path of tokens. Different path of tokens? No, they each give up a different amount of tokens. Okay. If you use 3 energy to play a skill game, you get a straight up 8 path tokens. If you decide for player versus player, you can earn 10 path tokens for a win, 8 for a draw, and 6 if you get your ass kicked. I have strong feelings on which is more intelligent, but I'll come back to that later. Spoiler alert, it's the skill games. But like I said, I'll come back to that and explain why. Running the numbers. Okay, I have 1,284 energy possible, and at 3 energy used per turn, you'll be able to play 428 times. And that's either the skill game or the player versus player matches. If you go with player versus player only, and you lose every single game and only earn 6 path tokens in each of those matches, you end up with 2,568 path tokens total. If you play only the skill games, or even out your player versus player matches with as many wins as losses and the rest being draws, it's like middle of the road, you end up with 3,424 path tokens. Last, if you're a hacker, and you play every single possible 428 matches as player versus player, and you win every single one, you bring in 4,280 path tokens, with each of them generating 10. There's a big difference between those 3 sets of numbers, but once you understand how this event works, you'll probably never waste your time with a versus or head-to-head. Those 3,000 plus path tokens, realistically, that you'll be earning over the next month are used in one of 3 paths. That's why they're called path tokens. You have novice, advanced, or professional. Here are the charts for the 3 different paths. See, told you it was going to be fancy. And with it, the second big takeaway from this event. Each path requires the exact same amount of path tokens to complete. It doesn't matter which one you choose, you're going to use the same amount of path tokens, 2,930. The numbers in green are the path tokens required to unlock each node or play the matches in the 4 match offset little things that pop up above the line. No matter which path you choose, it requires the same tokens. Okay, now there are 2 major differences in the 3 paths. First, the rewards you receive from the 3 paths get larger with more difficulty. That goes for everything, whether it's XP, coins, boost, or the most important commodity, group points. Those are what you need to claim the big prizes. If we take away the path tokens and put in the group points, you'll be able to better understand what I'm talking about. These numbers in orange are those group points, available at each of the nodes in each of the paths, including the bonus you can get for grabbing all 4 players in any one path. You'll notice that the numbers are basically double as many in the advanced as in novice, and then triple as many in the professional as they were in novice. The second biggest difference are the requirements to complete each path. The novice has no outward requirements. Anybody can play. Just jump in. There's no max overall. You don't have to have players in your squad, anything. The advanced, though, requires all players to be at least 78 overall each, which is pretty easy this far into the season. I mean, obviously, you could start the game today and in 3 days have everybody at least 78. There are no additional requirements beyond that for advanced, so basically anybody can play there too, but the matches are a little bit more difficult and you do get twice the rewards, so don't even think about touching the novice. There's no point for it. The professional, now that one requires all 11 players to be 87 or higher. Now that's their base rating. Well, you can train them up to there, but that does not include whatever they gain from their boost. I don't know why, but people have asked that. So every player has to be at least 87 in your squad. Now that's going to be a major expense, which we're going to discuss, because you'll also need specific number of UCL players in your squad to play each of the 4 sets of matches. You'll need 1 UCL to take on the first set of matches, and that guy has to be over 87. And match 2 requires 2 UCL players, 87 or higher. Match 3 now requires 4 UCL players, at least 87 or higher. And the final match requires 6 UCL players, all 87 or higher. Once you complete that last match, not only do you get the group point bonus, you can then choose one of 3 possible 90 rated master players. You have Sancho from Bundesliga, there's a Serie A Cam, or La Liga center back. If you go that professional route, you'll need to be training some of those UCL players up to at least 87 to be able to even advance. There's going to be some major expense in that, either for the training or buying the UCL players to use, especially if you're not using any of those players in your eventual squad. If you're only using them to complete the path, it is going to be crazy expensive. You'll need to either buy a few in that range or just train up the ones you're receiving throughout the event. That means there will be some big coins that need to flow to even be able to tackle this professional path. So make sure you consider that. Again, though, the rewards are pretty crazy, and I have a feeling those 90 rated players at the end will bring in some major coins after this is all said and done, because there are a lot of people that do not have the resources necessary to take on the professional path. Now, the big question is, can you earn enough group points to secure Sadio Mané? That's the only question I had when this event was released. Let's look at how far you can get on the path tokens. We already decided you'll be able to earn. First, let's look at what's possible with only playing the skill games. Hint, hint, this is my favorite idea. If you remember, your 1,284 energy translates into 3,424 path tokens just playing skill games. With those path tokens, you can make it all the way through the professional, which racks up those 2,140 group points, 2,145 group points, but uses 2,930 of your 3,424 path tokens. That means you have 494 left to go after the advanced path. If we put up the path tokens needed again, we can figure out how far you can go. You can get through the first match but you'll use 305 of your path tokens, bringing you down to 189 left. Spend 110 more path tokens and you can get all the way to node 7, leaving you with only 79 path tokens in the bank, which isn't enough for the first match above, where you would only earn 35,000 XP anyway. But you can get to node 9, which earns you 45,000 more coins from node 8 and 60 skill boost in 9. The total group points earned is 150 more in advance. That brings your grand total to 2,295 group points, doing nothing but skill games. Sadio Mané requires 4,500 group points though to complete, which means you're 2,205 group points short. You're almost halfway there. That's it. You get there halfway with skill games only, free to play, no gem spent. Only way to grab them is those missing group points is gem packs, which give out 125 group points each. So you're going to need to buy 18 gem packs to earn the difference. At 2,500 gems each, you're looking at a grand total of 45,000 gems to make up the difference for a player you could have just bought for under 31 million coins right now. How much different does going after player versus player make? Remember, these numbers are for skill games only. If you go back to our original numbers, if you played all 428 games with your energy as either versus or head-to-head and won every single one, you max your path tokens out at 4,280. That's as high as you can go, and it's not going to happen because you're not going to win every one of 428 player versus player matches. But again, let's look at the numbers. You can get through the professional stage with 2,930, and then another 485 gets you to node 9 for the grand total of 3,415 path tokens. That's where we made it with just skill games, so we can reliably understand those numbers. That means winning everything gives you an additional 865 path tokens to play with, which sounds like a lot, but is it? Okay, going back to the path chart to see where you can go with those extra tokens. If you go after match 2, that's 370 of those going right there, which earns you 35,000 XP, 200 more skill boost, and 150 more group points, plus the match 2 player. That 865 is now down to 495, but you can continue heading toward node 13 and match 3 unlocks. It takes 240 to get there, leaving you with 255 path tokens. But you do get to earn another 150,000 more coins, 3 more gold UCL players, and 24,000 XP. Now here's the final push. You can either get the match above and node 14 for 205 of your 255 path tokens, which gets you another 45,000 more XP and 120,000 coins, or again, this is all hypothetical because no one's winning all 428 matches, or you forget the match above and just grab node 14 and 15, which leaves you 5 short of 16. That would get you another 120,000 coins and 80 more group points, which is the point of all this, right? So that's the way you would go. This brings the grand total up in advance from 150 to 380 group points. That's an additional 230 group points, 230 for playing only player versus player and having to win every single one of those 428 games. You get 230 group points, people. 2,145 group points for professional plus the 380 now earned in advance to get you to 2,525 total, which is barely better than the 2,295 skill games only nabbed you. Mané is 4,500 group points. Take away your grand total of 2,525 for all that hard work and hacking the system and winning 428 matches, and you're still 1,975 group points short. At 125 group points per gem pack, you'll need to buy 16 gem packs instead of 18. It's only 16. At 2,500 gems each, that's a grand total of 40,000 gems. All that work is at best going to earn you a few coins and some XP. In my opinion, there is no way it's worth the effort or time. Stick with just the skill games. Mané is still not achievable free to play. Now, some of you may that you might not have been free to play the whole season, and you could have been stockpiling gems and could actually have 45, 50,000 right now that you could open 18 packs. But those gems would be much better spent in Freeze, which is coming very, 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 very soon, hopefully after Thanksgiving, or Team of the Year, which comes next. Don't waste your gems on UCL. Just stick with the skill games and just work the path. You're going to earn a ton of players in the process, but remember, you're going to need to buy a few UCL players and train them to 87 to even make that possible to run through professional. What am I going to do with all my group points? Boost, of course. That's it. You can't earn enough group points free to play to even grab a single master with group points without spending gems. Me, it's nothing but boost. But if I complete everything like I've shown you, besides having to train up enough of those UCL players to be able to complete the professional path, I'll walk away with a grand total of 4,600 boost. And believe me, those are going to make a big difference in the season as it goes along. If you aren't into any of the players, or you can't afford to train up 6 new UCL players to 87 or higher, then instead you could run all the way through Advanced and then get to Node 9 on Professional, which only requires 1 UCL player above 87. That's a much easier and cheaper plan of attack, which gets you a total of 1,555 group points. Not as high rated or as many elite players. You miss out on the bonus master for completing Professional, and you only end up with enough group points for about half as many boost or just a couple 88 rated players. When you trade in your points, but you won't have all the stress and all the coins expended to gather 6 UCL players 87 or higher. I mean, it's your choice. It's always a choice. Last thing I do want to discuss is these daily matches. These are matches you can play each and every day to earn new kits. Once you complete one, it takes 24 hours for the next one to unlock, so make sure you are playing them quick to stay on top of it. If you don't miss any, there are bonuses too. Now, just remember, they take 24 hours for the next one. They do not run with a daily reset. If you complete 7 of them, you get either a Premier League right back or 250 boost. Complete all 30 and it's an 86 left mid from Leverkusen, or 350 boost. I'm sure you already know which way I'm going to go for the bonuses. Now I just need to decide. Am I buying Mané and Oxlade-Chamberlain? It's roughly a 50 million coin investment, but I'd have 2 of my 6 UCL players over 87 already. I could also buy Wijnaldum and swap him in for my team of the week Wijnaldum. There's left back Milner, which I probably will not be messing with. I'm down. I think I need 3 more. It's going to be a long 35 days. But it's going to be fun. It's at least something to do. We've been missing that in FIFA Mobile lately. So good luck. Get ready for Freeze. It's coming next. Champions League. Don't miss out. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and share. Plus, don't forget turning on notifications by clicking the bell. Ring my bell. And for sure, check out our new weekly podcast that tackles what's going on in the world of FIFA Mobile, movies, books, pop culture, comic books, whatever, and a lot more. As long as you keep watching, I'll keep making videos. Thanks for watching. Maybe check out one of these other videos next. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Visit my site, FinallyHeSleeps.com, for daily posts about FIFA Mobile and other various brain vomit. Plus, if you get really bored, you can find merchandise and my latest comedy album, Life Before the Internet, at the links below. Like, down at the bottom. Those links.